What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the normal part of the show, the part of the show that you guys are used to. I am your host, Justin Robey. Welcome to Robeytech, and a special Intel edition for those of you joining from the Intel Twitch channel. We are here today building a Core i5 14600K build, which should be absolutely a lot of fun. And we are back, and we just got finished checking out the new map from Rondo over at PUBG. I ended with a chicken dinner. Guys, I actually got a chicken dinner from literally like 41st place to 10th place to I got a chicken dinner, which was super epic. So thank you very much for joining me for the Intel, that special edition of Intel Plays. Yeah, Rondo went back to his condo. That special edition of Intel Plays where we got to check out the new map from PUBG. Huge shout out to everybody for joining me for that. It was a super, super fun stream, and I'm really glad to have you guys here. Now, for this part, we actually have a lot going on because this is actually kind of a fun stream. One of the things that we were able to do last month is we actually got to hit the first goal for Partner Plus, and in part of that celebration, we're going to be giving away a 14900K, and what better way to do that than to actually have it on an Intel live stream. So we're going to be doing that as well, which should be super epic. And hold on, I'm just going to start the music again. So we're going to be giving that away near the end of the stream. We still have giveaways that we're going to be happening throughout this stuff. So I'm going to give you guys an update in terms of what's going on. 250 likes over at youtube.com/RobeyTechLive, and we'll give away a $25 Newegg gift card. If we get a level 5 hype train sometime during the show, we will give away a $25 Newegg gift card. If we get 50 subs, a $50 Newegg gift card. And then also every 25 sub points, which is all going towards Partner Plus, we'll also be giving away a 1 terabyte Kingston NVMe drive as just a way to celebrate us as we drive towards Partner Plus. So it's been awesome. Super excited to actually get to do this. And at the same time, we're building a really epic build thanks to the folks at DeepCool. So here is the build we're building in partnership with Intel. So we're going to be building a DeepCool in their new CH560 digital. This is a white case with a digital display on it. We're going to be using the Intel Core i5 5600K. We're using the MSI MPG Z690 Force Wi-Fi for our graphics card, the Gigabyte Aero NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070Ti. For our SSD, a 2 terabyte Kingston Fury NVMe drive. For RAM, 32 gigs of 6000 megahertz DDR5 RAM. For our case, the DeepCool CH560 digital and white. For our cooler, the DeepCool AK620 digital and white. And then our power supply is the Cooler Master V850i in gold. So we are going to be doing, 14600K. So it should be a super, super fun build, and the best thing about it is this is a beautiful 1440p build, coming in at just over $2,300. And there is a way to get this sub $2,000 if you wanted to. You could do things like drop down to a 4070. The other thing that you're also capable of doing is, instead of using the digital version of this case, drop to the non-digital version of both the cooler and the case. And the other thing that you also have the option of is dropping down to a 1 terabyte NVMe down from a 2 terabyte NVMe. So very, very nice build. It should be a very good looking build. One of the reasons I really like this case is it comes pre-installed with 4 RGB fans already. Should be more than enough airflow to cool our 14600K. And of course, we're going to set it to Intel standard, so it's going to be pulling about 220, 230 watts max, which would be great for the air cooler. So we'll be showing you all of that as well. Now, when we get to the end of the stream, the way that we always kind of wrap this up is we'll also be doing things like air cooling testing. So we'll show you thermals, we'll show you all that stuff as well. And then you get to see the experience of building inside of this case from beginning to end. But guys, this case is going to be c'est magnifique by the time that we get to the end of it, which should be really, really fun. I'm trying to think of what else. So I know a lot of people are saying, Robey, it's like 2:54. You're like an hour and a half early from streaming. That is right, because tonight I got to go jump on a plane and head over to the Video Game Awards. We're going to be watching them live, and then of course we're going to be recapping them on the Intel Morning Show on Friday as part of the experience, and then just talking about what it's like to get to go to something awesome like the Game Awards. So it should be really, really fun. Trying to think if there's anything else that I needed to know. Blondie, am I forgetting anything? We're giving away a 14900K. We're giving away a bunch of NVMe drives. We're potentially going to give away lots of other stuff. Is there anything else I forgot? No. Okay, how many points do we have? Well, we need to get 20. Well, right now we have none. Oh, total, we're at 56 of 350 points. That's where we are in our total climb towards the this month's Partner Plus. So that's what's going on. But welcome everybody who's never seen a show like this from the Intel side. It's going to be a lot of fun. You really are just going to see a build from beginning to end. We have lots of cameras, so we try to show you the entire process as we walk through it. And this build should actually be fairly short, just given what kind of build it is. But I've said that before and then shot myself in the foot, so that should be fun. DreamHack is around the corner. Oh, and for those of you guys who, Zeiston, one thing, I did talk to the DreamHack folks. They were going to move you, but they need your ticket IDs. So can you round up everybody's ticket IDs so I can get that over to the DreamHack team so they can move you guys to those seats? That would be huge, and then we'll get that squared away. I think that's my DreamHack news. Give away a few on this channel, and then on Discord, we did some swag. Robey gave away. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So there we go. Yeah. That's just Sarah being Sarah and Sarah being like Santa Claus right now. So, yeah. By the way, guys, I'm gonna be playing some more PUBG for sure. That game, I think the one thing that I think there's some things that you have to do. Just recapping my Rondo experience. I remember changing my graphical settings because the foliage and stuff actually gets in the way of making things easy for people making it easy to see people. So there's a couple things that just you got to get better at. And the other thing too is just understanding what weapons I got to be good at. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started on the build and get this experience going. So here we go. We're gonna grab everything we need for the MOBO and everything and get this going. But I mean, again, if you kill more people, the chances of your survival are higher. But yes, I really enjoyed the last team we played with because that team they weren't overly aggressive. They just took their time, got geared up, and then they were very, very tactical about their approach. So the Overlord is here. She is over. I think she's chilling on both. She's chilling on both channels. She's going to be hanging out till about 3:30. So she'll be here for about half an hour longer. If you can dodge a bullet, you can dodge a ball. That is very true. Very, very true. Okay, guys, here we are.
Can you dodge a frying pan?
Yeah, you can't. And I think that would have topped off the experience, honestly, Zeiston, if I would have been able to just kill somebody with a frying pan at the very end there. Okay, so here we go. Let's kicking off with our beautiful Z690 Force Wi-Fi. Now, one of the reasons I chose this MOBO, not just because it's white, but the other thing too is I wanted to show people, a lot of people think with the latest generation of Intel that you have to have like a Z790, but actually Z690 is still more than capable. A MOBO, and usually you can find it for less money. So it's one of those ways to save a little bit of money is getting a Z690, which for 99.9% of us is going to do a more than good enough job of handling whatever workflow that we throw at it. So yeah. Yeah, so Zaxter's like, let me see the MOBO. I'm gonna show you the MOBO right now. Be patient. Be patient. What's hiding, Blondie? What are you looking for? Am I missing to giving you something?
Oh, she was saying that the rest of the mods are hiding.
Oh, yeah. Well, guys, it's pretty early. I mean, so all in all, Zeiston may actually be able to stay for the entire stream because it's only like what 5 there right now. So
yep.
He's like, I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, this is a perfect time for me.
He's like, all right. He's like, yes. Let's continue this trend. Okay, so let's zoom in here. We're in a socket or 14600K. Now, one thing I want to let you know, if you've never seen me before, if you're on Intel and you've never seen this show before, I have already benched the builds. Now, that's not to say I can't do something stupid and completely ruin it. So we do have some polls and some fun games that we like to play while we're doing it. The first one is, and you guys are going to see this come up, will this socket cover clear the VRM? Will this socket cover clear the VRM? Zeiston, what's your calls? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, he's saying no. So here we go. We got our 14.6 and our 14.9 in the same cover. So we're gonna get that. We're gonna get that up right now for you guys to get the choice. While we're waiting for that to happen over on Twitch and the poll to run, I'm gonna go ahead and install our NVMe drive, and then we'll get over to the clicks and all that sort of stuff. But let's get Blondie prepped with the clicks. What are you thinking for loudness today, Zeiston? It's Kingston Fury.
Let's go with 97.
97. Some people are saying, well, lots of will not clears. We're going to get those votes up. There it is. Will the socket, your prediction. The prediction is live. Okay. So we got a RAM out. Let's go ahead and throw our NVMe then, though. This one actually requires me to use a screwdriver. It's not fully toolless. Vote is live, guys, if you want to get in on that. How many people, can I get a raise of hand, who's joining me from the Intel Twitch channel? And how many people stuck over from the PUBG gameplay? Just raise your hand. You can usually find whatever way. Nobody, okay. They're all on my channels. Oh, nice. Okay, well, welcome, Zaxor. There you go. Some people watching over from PUBG. Well, welcome. I think a lot of you probably know me from doing the Intel Morning Show. Are you the only one watching from a deer blind? That would be pretty cool. I'd be all about, like, while you're hunting, what are you waiting for? Like, are you looking for deer, I'm assuming? Because you're in a deer blind? There we go. Okay. Okay, prediction is just about wrapped up. We still have one more on my side that we'll do a little bit later. We'll just throw it at the very end. And for those of you who want to, I believe for you who want to actually activate those PUBG codes, you just got to use it. You got to use it in game. It is an in-game code. So and the game is obviously free to play. Okay, so here we go, guys. Will the socket cover clear? Here we go. I'm going to test this out on this beautiful 14.6 here. If this works, Zeiston, a lot of people are going to lose a lot of points. And somebody's going to win some big points. This could be a big one right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it definitely could be.
Yeah, odds are low, but it could be.
I actually missed the vote myself after telling you that because I'm chasing down everyone's DreamHack ticket information.
Thank you very much for doing that, dude.
Not a problem.
Here we go. Here comes the moment, guys. Will it clear? Oh, it did! It did! Guys!
That's like the first time in I don't know how many streams.
It did! It totally cleared. Dude, did you see that? That was like a good jump.
That was probably the farthest jump we've had.
That was like winning the Super Bowl level. Dude, okay, who won the most points out of that? Holy moly. That was actually pretty epic. And you said 97 for the next one?
Yes, 97.
Okay, 97 is the volume we're doing for the clicks here, guys. That was a serious Pong sound. It was like Pong. While we're doing that, I'm going to grab our air cooler. No AIO today, guys. Okay, prediction is up for the next one. Will it be 97 or louder for the RAM clicks? That was fun, guys. We actually saw something. Okay, so while we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and pull out get our cooler, because the one thing that's always fun about this is coolers are actually, we could actually start doing the cooler, it's like doing the AIO outside. So we're going to open this up. Who's surprised? I mean, I think everybody's surprised. Like, that just so rarely happens on the channel. Somebody said rigged. I don't even know how you could rig that. Like, that would take a lot of work on my part to rig that happening. Guys, you guys ready to see a beautiful cooler? This is a very pretty cooler. It's like every time I pull out a DeepCool AIO, Zeiston, it ends up being one of our favorite builds. Look at that. It's so clean. And the digitals, go ahead, what were you going to say?
I was going to say it's pretty, and we all know that I'm not even a huge fan of air coolers.
Yeah. Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate it. Okay, so we got everything that we need out for our air cooler installation. Okay, prediction is just about wrapped up. Oh, you feel attacked, Maiden says. Maiden feels attacked. Okay, here we go, guys.
Maiden always feels attacked whenever I'm talking.
That is true. Okay, 97. That is not a low number. So here we go. $98.7 on the first one. There it goes. Bada boom, bada bing. We were all sorts of good predictions today. And then 95.4 on the second one. Dude, could you imagine trying to cool your system with barbecue sauce? That would...
no.
Nope, that would be a negatory on my part. I would not think of that. Okay, well, there we go, guys. First prediction wrap. You know what, honestly, I think it's actually less dependent. It's actually less dependent on the RAM as it is actually on the MOBO. I think MOBOs actually provide better clicks because I've actually had combinations, like I always think G-Skill does a really good job. The other one is Dominator Platinum because it's really tall, or Dominator Titanium because you can get some good force in there. But the RAM, the slots themselves will be super smushy. So I think it's actually a connection between the two. Yeah, Zaxor, can you go ahead and drive that down? Can you figure out what the thermal capacity is for barbecue sauce? I'd love to get the answer to that. And I love that you volunteered already. He's like, I didn't volunteer. I'm just saying, like, it would just gunk up. There's no winning, I think, in that scenario. Okay, first thing we need is our bracket.
You know, on top of that, just think of all the sugar that's in barbecue sauce.
Oh, I know. It just doesn't even sound like a good idea. And here's the thing, Zeiston's up for almost anything barbecue, but I think even he draws a line there.
Not a whole lot of sauce, though, to be honest with you. I don't even sauce my ribs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I actually did know that. Okay, what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna verify that I'm gonna do this right. So you guys may say, Robey, people who read books are lame. Well, no. Even me, who builds 3 PCs a week, with all different parts, still reads the manuals. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these little bad boys right here, and we're gonna put them into each one of these posts, just like so. Bless guy's like genuinely offended. Some people, what do you do rubs, right?
I dry rub everything and then I spritz while I cook.
Yeah, he's got a spritzer. Freon, there's been a couple companies who've tried like the Freon route, and it hasn't caught on. You know? So it's never been something that's been crazy in terms of that. Anyway, okay. Getting this tightened up there. What's up, the poets? Never had pork before, but give me some buffalo wings. Can he make Texas brisket? Oh yeah, of course he can. Yeah, buffalo, I love chicken wings. Like, chicken wings are some of my favorite, so. Okay, I need these top screws. Then when you look at this, it actually shows you which way the CPU is, and I think, does it go in the middle? I gotta verify. Yep, okay. They do really bad job of and then you just gotta make sure that it is centered. Yeah, it's funny because I know a lot of people who really like the Buffalo Wild Bills, but I haven't been a huge fan of their wings. And then I saw that a couple people are like really getting into making wings now. So, and trying the different sauces. Yeah,
wings. Wings. I will sauce, but I smoke those first.
Okay, so you're like a smoke then sauce.
Yes, yes. Smoke then sauce, and then they go on a very hot grill to crisp up the sauce.
There you go. Chasing you, I've never been to Wing Dome in Seattle. I've heard that. Mixed liquid smoke with thermal paste. That doesn't sound like a good cooling solution at all.
No, that actually sounds like it'd probably smell pretty bad too.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a win.
On top of that, liquid smoke's pretty gross.
Okay, we just got to make sure this is straight, or you end up with a crooked air cooler. Nobody wants a crooked air cooler. Okay, so we got all that. Just gonna make sure our air cooler's straight. Okay. Mounting is up. Now time to put the cooler on. Put the cooler on. Yeah, do you use liquid smoke in like in cooking? Like is that what it's for? Liquid smoke?
That's what it's for, but I don't own a single bottle of liquid smoke.
And it's just to make it smell, like to make it taste more smoky? That's like the whole purpose?
Yeah, so it's more meant for foods that aren't being smoked that should be smoked. So if you were trying to do some faux barbecue or something, but it's not my thing.
Somebody asked, why does the CPU get so warm? Because as the CPU has electricity pushed through it and does its calculations, the components inside of it, the transistors, etc., generate heat. So that's why it gets more warm. That's why it gets warm. I think I've tasted liquid smoke before. I don't remember it being an overly good experience. So
no, in general, so it's really easy to overdo it with liquid smoke, and when you do, it is super acrid.
Okay. Okay, guys, let's zoom out a little bit so you guys can see a little bit more. Oop, I forgot to put that inside the box. Not so good there. I don't know, Kurosaki. I don't think so.
YouTube chat sitting there going, wow, I didn't know this was actually a cooking show.
Oh, it's an everything. It's a, here's things we talk about while we build. You know what I mean? Okay, so what we're gonna do now, guys, is we're gonna take this off. So this kind of just pops off pretty straightforward. Usually, I'm gonna disconnect this. Now, because this is a 14600K, we're not gonna be doing push. We're gonna be doing this the right way. Okay, and then this comes off. That's why I had it trapped by the fan. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this middle one off, just like this, and there's two side bits that come out, just like that. And then we're gonna put this on. And I did, oh, you know what I need to do though? Put thermal paste on. That would have been bad. I would have been like, I don't understand why my temps are so bad. Yeah, there's nothing to transfer the heat over, guys.
Yeah, that probably would have felt a little more like a 14900K.
Yeah, it would have been pretty warm. Guys, when we do the studio, we are gonna have a kitchen that is fully camered up. So cooking streams are going to be in the future. Because I have a lot of friends who are chefs and stuff, so.
Mr. Bless Guy, that would honestly depend on whether you're using it for gaming or for productivity. Pure gaming, it would be the X3D chip.
There we go, just getting this clean lined up. Oops. Little bit.
Andrew Ward, Robey is based out of Washington. I'm based out of Texas, and a lot of the rest of the staff is based out of everywhere else.
Okay, there we go. All right, so we got everything there. There's our beautiful clean build or thermal paste job, which was very necessary before we decided to just put the lid on. There we go. What's up to Dave? How are you, man? Okay, there we go. That's clean. Now we can get our build on, our cooler on. Okay, so far so good. Let's grab our screwdriver. I'm just going to tighten this down until it stops. Going back and forth just to keep even pressure. And luckily it's not as big of a deal when you do it to make sure the pressure's even, because we have the thermal paste spread everywhere. So it just, you're not gonna really kind of spread it so it only spreads in one direction, which is why you used to do the star thing. But because we spread our thermal paste, it just almost more guarantees an even spread, which is actually kind of easy. We'll see you later, DePoets, and we will see you in Atlanta very soon, eh? Okay, that takes care of that. Now what I need is the middle here. So when you re-put these back on, there's two little metal clips on each side, one there and one there. What we're gonna do is as we put it down, you're gonna catch these, and I'll show you on the side cam here how this works. So I've got those kind of ready, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna slide it down, making sure this is kind of out and then down. Just like that, and then what you do is you grip these, they grip over, so they like catch onto the metal, which makes it really easy. So that's how it does. Then we're gonna do the exact same thing with the front one, but before we do that, we put the lid back on here, and it's magnetic, it just pops right on, just like that, so it's really easy to get in. And then pull these cables straight, taut, pulling this one down too. There we go, just like that. And then we're gonna undo their two twisty ties. I don't know why I have paper towel still over here. We'll get that out of the way. Hey, kid named Finger, thank you for the hi from Turkey. That's awesome. Oh, dude, I absolutely dip my wings in ranch. Somebody make sure that they vote that yes. Blue cheese is terrible.
Blue cheese should not be consumed.
Yeah, no thanks. All right, there we go. Okay, so now that we've got that on, we're gonna do the exact same thing that we just got finished doing with the second fan. Oh, still forgot to do a twisty tie. So many twisty ties, guys. Wow, so many people say absolutely not. Mystery is like, wow, I did not know that. I thought most people were gonna be like, okay.
Well, so absolutely not one, but there was only one less person who voted for Dunk It, and then it was actually divided between Dunk It and Little Dab. So if you had Dunk It and Little Dab, that won, if they were combined.
Yeah, I see how it is. Like basically Blondie didn't want Ranch to win.
Yeah. Blondie was like, Ranch is not going to win, so
We see how it is. Blondie is anti-ranch. That's what we've learned. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there is our cooler. Is now all set up. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab our secondary camera here. And what we're gonna work on is just getting our camera set up, our build set up. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is what you do is you have two cables coming off of this. There's two fan cables. They look like this. And then we've got some RGB and a USB. That's all there is to it. So what we're gonna do is we're literally just gonna go put this in here and this in here like this. And then we're gonna take this connection and right here at the end, which I can zoom in and show you guys. See how this one says CPU? Hit the focus here. That's weird. There it goes. So you see where it says CPU fan? What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and plug that right on top of CPU fan. So that's gonna basically make sure that our two cables, all of our cables are hooked up for it. Okay, so let's put this back. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we essentially want to put this into like a tight, oh, before I do that, let's grab our zip ties. Put this into like a tight, there we go, just like that. Okay, zip tie predictions up, guys.
It's the most zip tie time of the stream.
I don't know the words
Though
yet.
your clippers are out, don't trim hairs from your snout, cause it makes Blondie scream. It's the most zip timey time of the stream.
That one is from Pig Radio. And here we go, guys. So time for the zip tie prediction.
Zip tie man, guess the count of them if you can. Evens ours, who can know? Make your wagers on every show. Hey now, Robey's the zip tie man.
So there we go, guys. Getting the zip ties done. All you got to do is you got to do the prediction whether we're going to have an odd or even number of zip ties, and then you can use those channel points for things like unlocking giveaways and all that sort of stuff. And again, huge shout out to Intel for sponsoring today's stream. What I am going to do real quick, I'm going to disconnect this. I made it too thick. I'm going to try and see if I can. I should have enough clearance room here to get this in. Move that out of the way. Okay, and then that is just to hide our cables. There we go. Same thing, just getting this in now. And all we just want is no visible cables, essentially. There we go. Oops. Trapped our, I might be able to, hold on, let me see if I can get it out with this. There we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so now all we have coming out of this is essentially our cables that we need for here. And we'll get those installed here in a minute. Okay, so that is our cooler's already ready. Our Mobo's already ready, and so now we just gotta get it inside of the case. Sweet win. So time to start getting our case stripped down. The Noctua NH-D15 is one of the best coolers on the market. If you want something that's actually better, and you don't want to spend it, and I think the price is actually a little bit lower, the Cooler Master M8 is actually a better cooler, and a little bit less expensive. The only thing is that you can't replace the middle fan, but it's like, I don't know if that's going to be an issue. The display is digital, yes. Okay, so there we go. So now we have all of this is ready. Now it's time to strip, not split the case. Strip the case, guys.
We don't need to split another case.
Yeah, we're not going to split another case. We're just going to keep this case together. Here we go. Ugh. Okay. So this case is pretty straightforward. Just comes apart just like that. Luckily, the digital display is nothing too crazy. It stays in there. In terms of the top, there is a... Let's go to the rear side. There we go. Okay, so we do have some proprietary tech here. I mean, okay job in terms of cable management. I almost feel like they don't want you to take off the top, but that doesn't make any sense. Maybe they don't. Oh, okay. Nope, the top doesn't come off. It's just the only thing you take off is this, and then you have access to your top. If you were going to do an AIO install, we're not going to do that for our build. Let's open up our bottom here. And then we are going to take off the front, not because we need to, but more because we want to make sure that it just makes the case lighter, so which makes it just easier to work with. Okay, so what do we got here? We got quite a few cable extensions. They actually gave us a RGB, some RGB stuff, and then here's all of our fans. There we go. Keep this in there. Over there. Okay, cool. Let's see what else we need. We got all of our cables here. We'll worry about cable management and stuff here in just a few. Definitely gonna wanna make this prettier. They've actually already kind of daisy chained all the cables and stuff like that, so, but we're gonna make it look prettier for sure. And then, like I said, at the front, we actually have 3 airflow RGB fans already ready to go. So there it is. Popping this down. Guys, this is not, I mean, like, love you, DeepCool, but this is not okay. I just need to make sure that I don't want this fan. And this is also on a splitter too, okay. This fan, I will probably, luckily there's another, let me show you from the back. Sorry guys, that's terrible. I'm not even giving you a view of what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, so this cable right here was just, it was like coming across. So what I'm doing is I'm taking it out, and more than likely when I add in the air cooler, I'll be able to daisy chain this in, but I just need to make sure that this cable stays hidden, right? And I need to create room for that, because right now it's not going to, so that's what I'm fixing right now. So I'm just gonna take it out, and then I'll deal with it once I get all of my stuff in and everything. So that's what I was fixing. Okay, let's go to top down here. There we go. Okay, now what we can do, luckily we have a lot of room here. Ugh.
Nice to see more and more cases putting in a GPU sag bracket, though.
Yeah, it is actually really nice. Oh, yeah, that's right. You can't grab it that way. There we go. Okay. I do not grab from here. That would be bad, as you can see, which is what, oh, see, and now I've got, the other thing you got to be careful is just make sure that none of your cables are trapped underneath here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there it is. Cable, the system is down and in the spot now. How are we doing likes on YouTube, guys?
Well, it looks like we're at 60. I may need to refresh, though. Nope, at 60.
Okay, guys, we're only at 60 likes. There's over it's almost 300 people here right now. So let's go ahead and hit that like button, guys, so we can get that and unlock that giveaway. I inspired you to go to Wingstop. That's nice. I like that. Okay, here we go. Now we're just going to get our stuff in. There we go. And then what we're using is we're using these small screws. They have a little lip around them. There we go. It feels like it's, I feel like I've got, it feels like it's not, it's stuck on something. Hold on. Before I get too far and find out. The case is very Borg-like, huh? The Hulk, what does that mean? In what way? Yeah, see, there was a cable, another cable stuck under there. That would have been painful later on when I would have been like, dang, that's stuck. Luckily, I caught that when I did. What's up, Alaska? How are you? Okay, guys, well north of 300 now. Guys, head over to youtube.com/Robeytech Live. Hit that thumbs up button. And we'll unlock a gift card at the very end. There we go. There we go. Just getting it all nailed in there. Riddick reminding people about the Twitch clip of the month. That's a chance to win a $100 gift card, or $100 if you want to. Just got to find a cool moment and clip it. Okay, guys, just get the last of the motherboard screws in here. One more up here. Okay, build looks good so far. Nice and clean. Get this out of the way. Now, next part is just doing some cable management, getting that cleaned up. And then we'll jump over to doing our front panel connectors. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Getting that done.
Jay Wax, he did all the peels for the motherboard. What you're probably seeing is the one on top of the
Yeah,
air
the one on
cooler
top
there.
of the air cooler right now is not peeled. Okay, guys, let's get to cable management and getting all that stuff done. And this is where we use the other camera to kind of do that. First thing we're going to do is on the inside, we're going to grab these two cables. These are the ones for the air cooler, not the AIO. Oops. Let's go to side view. And grab these two cables, which were the ones that were left over from the air cooler. And we're going to pull these through. Like that. And then we're going to pull these through like this. And the critical thing is just keeping them together. So we have one set of cables coming through the top there. And the other ones I'm going to do that to are these over here. These are the fan cables that I pulled earlier. I'm going to pull these through up here, like so. And the critical thing is making sure that this stays up in the corner. Fortunately, we have like no way to really do that. I have one way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a white zip tie here. And this is just to make sure that we can keep we just don't want this cable to be visible, right? It's all about making builds look pretty. I use NTH1. I would use NTH2. It's just been hard to get, actually. Okay, so what that does is that locks the cable up here. So what we've done is we've essentially added a zip tie. I'll show you guys this way. So what we've done is you can see up there in the back, right here. See right there? I've actually added a zip tie on the inside. It's white, so you can't see it. But the main reason is just to keep these cables back here. When we put the CPU cables in, it'll make sure these stay hidden. You won't be able to be visible. So I just wanted to show you what I did there to hide the cables in this case. All right, so I'm going to snip that cable real quick. Okay. There was a giveaway using Rondo. It's not active anymore. If you guys don't need to type that anymore, guys. The giveaways are gone. Okay. So guys, that takes care of that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start fixing cables here, and then we'll run our cable extension. So this is where we just kind of clean things up because it needs to get done. As you can see, it's quite horrendous. But luckily, because of this, now they actually had all these daisy chained, and it's daisy chained into this. No, that's the fan one. I feel like there was...
I just went and looked as well because I like the NTH2. That's normally my go-to thermal paste. Noctua now has their own selling group on Amazon. It's actually in stock for next day delivery.
Okay, well there we go. Yeah, it was hard to get at one point in time.
Yep.
Trying to think of, because that'll go. This gets zip tied. This is going to USB, so this is going to go down here. I don't know. I'm trying my best to figure out how to make this as pretty as possible, but there may not just be a whole lot I can do about it. I'll leave this fan disconnected, so this fan will just go and run up here. So I'm going to run this one up here. What I am going to do is do this. There we go. There we go. That takes care of that. So this will run up there. This though, I feel like this one we're going to run up. But I thought we had a okay, there it is. That's what I was looking for. So there is an RGB controller. Yes, there's a button that lets you control all the RGB. Okay, so this all runs into this, and then everything has to tie in. So it may be better to do it this way. And what I'm trying to do, guys, is generate the most length to be able to, there we go, see, to generate and get everything into. Okay, so there's everything tied up. Now it's about, let's see what we can do to make it look pretty. As best as we can. There may not be a whole lot we can do here. I feel like they haven't given us a fighting chance here with just how short some of these cables are. Okay, so I'm just working on creating clumps here. I'm just gonna shove that up there because it's gonna go in there. This is gonna try to go down. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to run that. Okay, so we're gonna run that separately. Okay. So I have to tighten this up. Yes, the black ARGB cable was coming from the front panel for the case. Yes, Andrew. So that allows me to control. So instead of using the MOBO, instead of using the MOBO, we're gonna use like a bit of a blue. So instead of using the MOBO, the rest of the fans will probably make white, and then we'll have the kind of the main stuff here, more of a blue, and it's like a sky blue, and it's almost like these all need to just kind of get controlled down together. There we go. So I'm just going to get this cleaned up, looking nice. Okay. So next up is down here. And I'll probably have that go across like that. Okay. Okay, this, we're just gonna kind of have to get out of the way. You know what I mean, Zeiss? It's like sometimes you just gotta control what you can from the chaos here.
Yeah, stuff and go.
You know, not that bad. Definitely not stuff and go, but it's just like it's just the way these cables are. There's very little I'm going to be able to do to just kind of make, so I'm just going to get them kind of under control and then leave them over here. There's just not much I can do to make it look better. Okay, and then run this down. There we go. There we go. Okay, there we go, guys.
There's a question here for you on Twitch, Robey. What would you say, which AIO would you say is better, the new NZXT Kraken or the Lian Li Galahad?
I would have to go look at the data. Let me ask, I'll ask Kevin, because he's run the data and I can ask him real quick. Because that, I'd rather give you the numbers. I actually don't remember the new Kraken doing all that well, but I could honestly just be mistaken. So
I know it had an improvement, but I don't think it improved.
I don't think they didn't use the
that
latest
much.
pump. They did not use the latest pump. I do know that.
Right.
I think the Galahad screen one was actually really good, but I can ask Kevin and I will get back to you because we do have the data for that.
And Joshua, if he or I don't answer you back, just ask again before the end of the stream, and someone will make sure that it gets to you.
We'll get it. We'll get the answer in a minute. I'll ask him in just a second, guys. Which one it is? Hold on one second. Let me go ask real quick, and then I'll have him text me the answer. All right, so I asked Kevin, guys, who, for those who don't know, Kevin's our tech director, and he said the Galahad was like by far the best. Way better than, the Kraken was middle of the road. So there you go. So if you want the best performing, the Kraken. I mean, sorry, the Galahad. The new Galahad, sorry. So I wanted to give you the data. You're very welcome. That's why we're here. Hey, that looks better. This is terrible, guys. But there's BlackRock. Thank you very much for the tier 1. Hey, his PC got here today. Oh, that's awesome. So he just got his new PC that he... yours was the Fractal, right? BlackRock? Or was it the... Yeah, it was the Fractal. So he just got his new PC. That's amazing. I think, yeah, there's just not a whole lot I'm going to be able to do. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and start running stuff. The world's longest USB cable for this, for the screen there. Wow. Okay, so I'm hoping, we'll see how this is. Okay, so now what we're going to do, guys, we're going to start running all of our front panel connectors. And then we'll go from there. There we go. Okay. Little cover thing there.
Robey, you've tested the new H170i Link, haven't you?
Yes. It's fantastic. It is a really good cooler. You just have to be into the Link. You know, you have to be into the Link, the Link ecosystem. Okay, so here's what we're going to do now. This is our rear fan. plug that in right there. Pull this down a little bit more. Okay, now what I'm going to do here on the back, so I've plugged in our exhaust fan right there. I might do one more zip tie right there. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to literally zip tie that down. Just like that. There we go. Okay, so that takes care of this. So there's those. And then what I'm going to do now, I've got that. Okay, so that takes care of this. Okay, so let's show you guys now where cables are going to come. So this is our USB. And there's 2 of them. So we're going to run this one. Back this up a little bit here. So this one's going to go right here in this bottom hole. And then when you look at this side, it's going to come down right here. So it'll be coming out right here on there. So there's that one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab all of our front panel connections. Make sure they're not twisted up here. So the front panel connections in this case are going to be, you have power switch and HDD light. Really, that's it? I feel like there should be more, but I do not see any more. So not even power plus and minus, which is interesting. Okay, so power switch, HDD light is going to go in the same place where you just ran the USB. So now we're going to pull through here, pull it tight, just like that. So those will run through. Then we're going to grab our next cable. This is a fan header from the back. So this is the fans. This is all of your 3 fans, all our front fans, all daisy chained together. So we're going to run that right here into this second. It's a second hole. That's going to come out right here. There's that. Okay, next one. Trying not to have it fall out. So we have our USB-C and our USB 3.2, which they gave you a lot of headroom for this. So looking on the front here, they're both in their usual spots right up here on the side. So I'm just going to run them both through the rubber grommet right here. Just like that. And then next one that we have, this is our HD audio. So this one's going to go right over here in the far right, just like so. Same place where we ran the fan connection. There we go. And then last one, this one's the interesting one. This is our, oh, and sorry, just so you see that the HD audio just came out right here and we pulled it all the way tight. So that's where that one is. And then the last cable is a USB. Now this is actually connected. This is actually connected to this panel right here. So that's what you're seeing here. And what we're going to do is run that over here on the left side, right where we ran the other USB. And then when you come to the side, we're just going to run it all the way through. Okay? So there's all of our front panels run. And then we're going to just try and nicely set this down, and we'll hook them all up. So now that you've got them all run, now what we're going to do is start hooking them up.
Sorry, on the mini bench list, this one, the Cube, and the Ava build, right?
Yeah.
You also want the C1? You just did yesterday.
Yep. Okay, cool. Okay, so we're going to pull this in right here. Okay. And then we're also going to run this one right here. Now the question is sometimes, yeah, there we go. So luckily that one. And then what from the back, we'll zip tie that together so it's just one little cable, and then you only have that little bit sticking out. Okay, so now down at the bottom, I'm actually going to hook these so you guys can see them a little bit better via the roaming candle. It just works a little bit better, and you get a closer view here. So we're going to go to roaming here. Turn on our light. Okay, so first one, we have 2 front panel connections. And they're going to be over here in the far left. And their power switch and hard drive. So power switch is going to go right on top, like that. And then hard drive is going to go right underneath, like that. Okay, so there is your power switch and your hard drive. And you can see just a little bit closer there. Sorry for the movement. So we'll hit the focus button there, and there it is. Power switch is on the top, hard drive is underneath. So yes, there are white cases with white cables. The ASUS GT502, the ROG Hyperion, and a number of other like more premium cable cases have the all white cables. But you usually pay a more premium price. White is just usually more expensive. Okay, next up we have our white USB cable. Just so you know, that's going to go right here. And fill this spot. USB is going to be up. Then we're going to take this really long other USB cable and plug it in right next to it. Don't know why they made it 65 feet long, but they did.
They wanted you to use your other computer.
Yeah, exactly. You can plug it into your other PC if you wanted to. There we go. Okay, so that takes care of those. So those are all plugged in. And then our last cables, we have our HD audio. That's going to go on the far right here. Oh, it would help if I put it... No, it was the right way, okay. And guys, just so you know, there's one pin that's filled in, and so there's only one way that this cable goes. Actually, most cables outside of the front panel only have one way they can go. There you go. And then last one is our fan connection. That's gonna go right here. And I'm gonna I'll zoom in and just walk you guys through these again so you guys can see them all. Okay, so they were routed. There we go. So again, just giving you our cables here. So we have our HD audio. That's plugged in right here in the corner. And then from there we move over. Then we have our fan connector. That's the next one. Then we have our first USB. That's the long black one and then we have our second USB, which is the AK620. Then we have our front panel connections. Those are over here. And then from here we have our USB-C, USB 3.2, and then up here at the top, this is the fan from the rear fan. And then this is from this 2 fan, and these cables are coming from the cooler. And then that's it for what's hooked up from our front panel connections, guys. So that is all of our front panels. Now we can do real quick, guys, is we can actually flip this over and just get our finish our cable management. Aquatics, it depends. That question depends on what you're going to do with the 4090. If it's just gaming, believe it or not, there's actually, you could do something like a 14.6, you have lots of actually inexpensive options. It's the moment you want to start doing workhorse stuff that you may have, that you might need something more powerful. You do not need a beefy CPU for 4K gaming, just as an FYI. And I think that's a misnomer that a lot of people think, well, if I'm going to do 4K gaming, I need to have a 4K, like a high-end CPU, and that's actually not true. Okay, so now what we're going to do here, for these. Okay, go to top down. Oops.
OG, it's slightly outdated, yes, but it's not irrelevant. He was asking specifically Robey about a 2060.
Yeah, really just, I mean, like, again, that can be a great card depending, as long as you're just realistic about what you're going to run on it. You're like Roblox and Valorant? Sure. Grand Theft Auto 6? Maybe not. Okay. So what we're doing right now is we're just getting our cables up and run, just to get them under control. A little bit of cable management, guys. That's all it is. Yes, OG, it is. More specifically in some of the things that RTX is most notable for, and that would be things like ray tracing, etc. There was actually some big upgrades in that regard. Deminded is not wrong. 14.6 is a great CPU to pair with a 4090. Okay, what we're doing here is we're just getting our little bit of cable management done. So the last bit of this build comes together. Okay, cool. Now what we're going to do, guys, is we're essentially going to pull this stuff up and get it into okay, first thing I'm going to do is get rid of whatever this giant yellow It's like, thanks for the warning label, but you're making my cable management situation hard here, guys. Okay, so this is just to get cables up and into like a cleaner zone the best we can. The other one we need to do this too is right here. So we're just going to have a little bit of a hang down here. That's really all we can kind of do. There we go. We're just going to get this one done. And then we'll have kind of our rudimentary cable management kind of done, because we're a little bit limited by what we can do because of the case. And then this, what we're essentially going to do is just turn that into a little bit of a shorter cable. And I'm talking about the cable down here. Yeah, hopefully that wasn't the mattress tag, and I just didn't commit a crime in like Florida.
You're being asked over on YouTube, Robey. Can the DeepCool Assassin 4 handle a 13700K on video rendering?
For video rendering, no. Well, yes and no. The answer is yes. If you set it to Intel stock standards, then you could do it on, you should be okay. If you have anything like MCE or it's not set for box cooler, then you could see pretty high temps. Again, all it's gonna do is it's gonna throttle. It's just gonna throttle, but I mean, again, which may not necessarily be a bad thing, right? But if you run it with just, you know, a good temperature controls, and honestly, if you get an Asus board, you can actually set the thermal limits and say like, hey, just run it until it gets to 95 degrees, and their AI overclocker will just make it do that and then stop when it gets to a certain temp. And it's been pretty awesome. We're gonna do a video on it early in the new year, but it's been pretty awesome to kind of see that tech. And that's unique to Asus. So if you do it with an Asus board, you can do it that way. Igor. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. I know that wasn't like as straightforward, but the answer isn't entirely straightforward because it really just kind of depends on how you set up your build. I don't know why the FBI is interested in me. Poor little old me. I don't know why. Now this case does allow me, if I wanted to, I could put some additional fans. Like if you wanted to make your cable management a little bit simpler, you could just use, you could like replace the fans with like Lee and Lee or whatever it was, and then that would be a whole lot easier, and then you wouldn't have some of the struggles I'm having from this, from the cable management standpoint. But that's just because I'm using the stock fans and using a stock configuration in this case. You're welcome. I'm glad I was able to answer your question. Okay. Okay, just getting these cut out. We made that as clean as we could. There we go.
That's normally true, Dan Kryling, until you decide to go to a bunch of LANs and everyone just, you know, makes you open the back of your case.
There you go. Yeah, it just really, I mean, cable management is an interesting, it is not necessary, right? Like, but it comes down to, you know, it's like the thing is like, it's just a little bit more, it's like a pride thing for me more than anything. Just making sure that the back and the front looks good. Is it necessary? No. Does it help with performance? No.
You know, Justin even bullied me into doing mine.
Yeah, and his was like bad.
That's an understatement.
But he did it. And he feels better, and he's a better human being because of it. It's statistically proven that doing cable management makes you more attractive. I just want to let you know that. To whomever you want to be attracted to. So that's just, there it is. So if you want to be more attractive, do cable management.
Oh, I'm definitely undoing my cable management now.
Stop picking on Zyston. He had 5 controllers.
6.
Okay, so there we go. There's the front. Take a look here. Okay, we're gonna do one more in the corner just to keep those a little bit more under control. And then we're gonna throw in our I may not be capable of doing this, guys. Like my hands just may not be able to. Well, I might be able to do it with this weird finger thing here. Had it going. Ooh, it was there. It was there.
Going once. Going twice.
Nope, there's another one gone. It's gonna happen.
We all saw you get the stuck fan header out of the VRMs. You'll eventually get this too.
Yeah, I'm just too stubborn. Had it there for a second.
No, you got that fan cable of those VRMs
Oh, hold
just
on.
to
Wait,
spite Kevin.
There we go. I'll just do it this way, actually. There we go. We'll do it this way. And then cut it here. And then we can just slip it. There we go. I did it. Okay, cool. Okay, guys, all we have left for this build is we have to do our cable extensions and put in our GPU. And we have, I need to be wrapped in 45 minutes. So, yeah.
VIG Gaming, it's technically a 14 core.
You're welcome. Glad to answer the question. Guys, we're at 114 of 250. We're at almost 400 people here in the show. Can we go ahead and get those thumbs up and knock that out?
And we're currently sitting at 115 of them thumbs up.
Yeah, head over to youtube.com/Robeytech Live. Hit that thumbs up button. Keep it going. What are they?
12900KS and 136K.
No. Oh, weird. Okay. I think they're, oh, those are, oh, no, those are for Max, Kevin. Yeah. Those are for Max to take care. Yeah, to. Okay, we're just getting our cable extensions in right now, guys. What is your favorite game? My favorite game of probably all time, like the one that I have the fondest memories for, is a game called Wing Commander. And then my favorite probably modern day series is Mass Effect. And then I really enjoy, like, up there is World of Warcraft and all that sort of stuff. Now, guys, for people who are curious, what are the parts that are inside this PC? We have a Core i5 14600K, the MSI MPG Z690 Force Wi-Fi, using the Gigabyte Aero NVIDIA RTX 4070 Ti. The Aero is their white one. We have a Kingston Fury 2TB NVMe drive, the Kingston Fury DDR5 32 gigs at 6,000 mega transfer in white, and then we're using the DeepCool AK620 digital, and then we have the DeepCool AK620 digital in white, the CH560 in white, and the Cooler Master V850i gold. That is all the parts we're using inside of this one today. I am a big Star Wars fan as well. And I, of course, played through things like Star Wars Rebellion. I played through X-Wing. I played TIE Fighter. I played Dark Forces, Jedi Knight, all of the Star Wars ones too. What's up, Pig Radio? So right now, the only thing, I don't think we've unlocked any giveaways. We haven't done a hype train. We haven't gotten any of the sub ones. I think we've gotten like 1 point.
And see, you mentioned the Star Wars TIE Fighter, that original game. That brought back some memories.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. Hey, Riddick, your system will be there on Saturday. And it's got a 7900 XTX in it, and you're good to go. Just as an FYI. Okay, there we go, guys. We just need to make sure he's good for DreamHack, and you need to make sure his... There we go. All right, so we're just making sure that we get all of our cable extensions in. So all we have is this left, guys, and then GPU, PSU, and then we can turn it on.
That's a quick build.
Yep. We had to because we have, hey, Sergeant Nobody dropping 5 gifted subs. Thank you, sir. Sergeant Nobody, we're still waiting for your... Huh? Sergeant Nobody, we're still waiting for your thing to come in, but it's all fixed. They're just waiting for it. Let's see if we can get a hype train going, guys. Let's see if we can unlock some stuff. Again, driving us towards that, also towards that Partner Plus and everything else as well. Trying to give you guys all the good showings and all the good stuff. Yeah, that's an understatement, Sergeant Nobody. There we go. Okay. Okay, guys, there it is. Cable extensions are on. Now we just got to get these. Now what we're going to do is just make sure that these stay. There's not a lot of room here, so we got to. The key is just making sure this stays at a 90-degree angle. So it's nice and clean. Okay, that looks good. And then here, I'm gonna zip tie this in. So if you look at the rear here,
You got a super chat.
$10 from Andrew. Oh, I do this all. Andrew, I'll be doing this, like, we do this 3 times a week normally. We just have some weirdness for the next couple weeks. But dude, if you want to tune in on the week of the 18th, we will be doing a lot of, like, it's like 5 days of builds. So don't worry, you'll have more chances. Okay, there we go.
ELK asks Robey, what are your thoughts about the new DeepCool case Morpheus?
I saw I asked for it. It's going to be here. We'll definitely build in it. There's a lot of expansion in that case. You know what I mean? You know, in terms of its ability to fit a lot of things, it looks like a more premium case. To be honest, we've done a number of DeepCool cases and they've come out pretty nice. I'm actually excited to give it a test. So yeah. Okay, guys, there we go. There's all of our, so now our cable management as it looks right now, we've covered most of this stuff. So this is how it looks from afar. So it looks pretty clean, right? I think. So as best as it, I mean, again, we have this little clump of stuff here, but for the most part, it actually has a nice clean look to it. Looks relatively organized. The back will go on nicely. Should be pretty straightforward. And we can put the rest of this stuff kind of away because all we have left is the GPU and PSU, and then we're done, guys. Okay, let's go to static. We're getting there. Okay, Gigabyte Aero time.
Did you see Figment's idea there for you over in the Twitch chat?
What was that, Figment?
I'll let you read that.
Figment. I don't see it, no.
Okay, it says Robey. Idea here. I think we need to take all of Alex's cosplays and make a calendar for Intel giveaways. And Blondie chimed in, the 12 months of Alex.
The 12 months of Alex? Does he have 12 months yet, Figment? There we go. Okay, so we're close. He will. I mean, he will get 12 for sure.
I mean, sometimes he gets 2 or 3 in a stream, so...
Yeah, you never know. I think we'll need 2. There we go. Might be 3, but we'll take 2. I know it's 2 for sure.
I think the Aero's a 2.5 slot card, so probably 3.
Well, I guess we'll find out. Who's right? It is 2. Only 2. We only need 2. We only need 2 out. It's 2.5 slots, but you only need 2 bits out. There you go. And because we have an integrated cable, an integrated sag bracket, we don't have to worry about putting the sag bracket in. Saves us a little bit of time. There we go. Yeah, exactly, Stormfist. That's always the truth. Oh, yeah, here we go. There it is. We'll tighten that up here in a minute. That looks really clean in there.
It does.
It really does. It fits the dimensions and everything of the cooler. So it actually
even the crosshatch lines match the motherboard.
Yeah. It's a very clean looking card. This is the Gigabyte Aero 4070. And then we're going to do that to hold it to do the sag here. And then what we're going to do is go to the side here, because we can't have GPU sag. That's a travesty. Go, I think. Just make sure that that is straight. I feel like you could go a little bit higher. Hold on.
And just as an update, we're at 146 likes on YouTube. If we hit 250, there is an additional $25 Newegg gift card giveaway.
See how that looks. That looks beautiful. Okay. That looks the way it should. Tighten that down. Okay, we now have a non-saggy graphics card. Okay. Ain't nobody want no sag. Okay, last part. Let's run our beautiful cable extension here. Okay, I'm gonna just get this to... Okay, cool. There we go. So that's what the build will look like from the front. Yes, it's Wednesday because I have to head to the Game Awards tomorrow. So that's why we have an earlier stream than normal. Okay, guys, so there it is. The build is pretty much built from the front. All we got to do now is put in our PSU, and then we'll turn it on and run a couple thermals, a little bit of benchmarking, and then call it a stream. And you guys saw the new map Rondo from PUBG. We have not unlocked any giveaways. I want to be super clear, guys. No giveaways have been unlocked in this build, in this stream at all. No, Jimmy, I would do gold. That's one place where you never save money. Really? Chusakan? Really? And we just hit over 400? Well, thanks, Truth. I'm glad you like it. That's what we're trying to do. Make good-looking builds. We need 100 more likes on YouTube. And then, guys, we need some subs. That's really what it is. We've unlocked no giveaways. Is there a CPU connection? There we go, there we go. There's that. And then all we need is our single SATA cable.
Over on YouTube, Tag is asking, do you always update your motherboard BIOS on your builds?
Yes, yes. Because it's always the safest time to do it before you you install an OS and everything. So we just run the latest BIOS. Oh, where's my PSU? There.
Latest non-beta BIOS.
Yes,
because
yes.
those can be a little hairy.
Yes, yes, that's a good point, Org. It's always latest non-beta. There we go. Glad you guys are liking the build. Okay, we have all of our cable connections out now. Let's go to top down. Okay, so we have our cable there, cable there, our single SATA. Nobody makes that. Nobody makes it SATA. CPU. And then the last one that we need is our 12 pin. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now, guys, slip this in here. There we go. The only thing we're going to use the WoW stick for today, guys, is the PSU, because everything else was like, we didn't do an AIO. There we go.
I mean, it's not a build if you don't get to use the WoW stick, right?
Exactly. Oh, really? I dropped the screw. You tried to escape. It was like, I don't want to be in the PSU. Don't make me be in the PSU. Give me a chance to come over here and correct this. It's white.
The screw didn't just want to jump off. You just wanted to come around and correct the cable.
Exactly.
So you threw the screw.
I'm like, dang it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We caught you.
Dang it, you guys are too smart. Okay. There we go. I'm going to top down. Okay guys, all of our cables are plugged in. Whoa. Okay, there we go guys, build's done. Seal up the back there. There we go. Okay, top. There we go. Then we want the, let's go to static. I'm just gonna make sure our cable looks okay. It's moved a bit. Wow. I think I might move where this cable comes through. This will be better if it comes on the other side. Come on. Really? Really? It's like just too thin for the cable to get through. So I gotta.
It was all because of that one screw.
Yeah, it was just too. It's just that with the PSU in, it's just that much too thin for the. Oh, come on. Okay, here we go. Come on, give me the right place. But it was just like it was cattywampus. I don't like cattywampus looking cables.
Robey,
Cattywampus is not okay, yeah.
Redbeard Kev in YouTube wants to know if you've ever had any problems with the WoW stick over torquing anything in a computer build.
No, because I don't actually use it for places where there can be risk of that, like for instance motherboard screws and stuff like that. I only use it for screws that I don't have to concern about that, and this doesn't provide enough torque to do anything like strip a screw or anything like that. So it's actually pretty safe in that regard. Okay. Trying to see like the best place to. How's that look? Let me see that from the front. I like the way that seems to look okay. And that is definitely well within the right of managing the cables, so that looks okay. There we go. Okay, cool. Hold on one sec, guys. Oh, come in. One sec. Okay, guys. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's throw the front on. Okay. And there it is, guys. The build is done. The question is, let's do our cable management, our zip tie count, and then will it post, and then we'll go from there. Time to light it up. Okay, this goes over here. How are we doing likes on YouTube, guys?
181.
We may not unlock any giveaways today, guys. Okay, let's do, and we still have the 1400K though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Odd today, guys. 25. 25. It is odd today.
Always odd.
It was even yesterday.
Parker asks over on YouTube, Robey, do you think an RTX 3060 and a 13400F is good enough combo to play AAA titles at high FPS?
At 1080p? At 1080p, you might be okay. If you're looking at anything higher than 1080p, not really. And when you say AAA titles like single player ones, that's where you might see the most struggle, for sure. But yeah.
1080, he says 1080p and maybe 1440p when he's just chilling. So 1080p, I'd say yes.
1080p, I think you're going to be fine. 1440p, you're going to struggle.
1440p, you're definitely going to have to lower some settings.
Even the 3060 Ti, you couldn't run all games at even high or ultra.
Okay, here we go, guys. Time to turn it on. Oh, we're just going to finish Will It Post. Okay, the prediction's going. While we're doing that, I'm going to turn on the lights. And then we'll get the... We do not have a lot of time, so it might just be thermals today, guys. But don't worry, you can catch the recap of this stream where we will do, we will show things like what it does in other games. So just stay tuned if you don't see gaming in this. I just have a hard cutoff today. Okay, so here we go. Prediction's almost done. And then we'll get the digital stuff installed, and then that'll bring up the digital display, and then we'll do some thermals. It's all good. It's all good, Pig Radio. Probably your GPU, Jeremiah.
And in Pig Radio, it's only off key if you admit it's off key.
Okay, here we go, guys. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Whoa, there it goes.
Get all them lights.
Yeah, it's weird because like all they have is like a flow. They don't have like a solid light color one. They have like off and like fade in, fade out.
I'm not familiar with that particular case, but like if I went back to my P400A, it had 3 different settings to where one cycle through was all flashing. And then if I held the button down, it went to just all statics through the click through. And then if I held the button down again, it went to just motherboard control.
Yeah, this doesn't hold. The hold down is basically motherboard control. I wish there was like a static color. There's like a cycle rainbow. It's surprising me they just don't have like a static. It is all. And it's interesting because it's like it also controls the RGB on the AIO, but yeah.
It is kind of strange.
It's strange that that's like the only option. Yeah, that's the only option. So there it is though, guys. It's all in there. It's white. Yeah, the edge lighting on the cooler is actually a lot of fun. I'm just surprised that that's like your only lighting option. I was just gonna do a solid white. You have a green. We could do the blue, which I don't mind as much. Or the pink and the purple, the pink and the blue. And then they have like a fade in. And an RGB cycle. It's like I pushed through it and I'm like hoping that it has something else, but the answer is no. Well, we'll leave it on that.
Is that still memory training?
No, it's all it's 100% posted.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Blondie was asking.
It's posted. It's 100% posted. We're in Windows, ready to go.
Oh, that's right. That motherboard has a temperature readout on it.
Yep. Okay, let's get our. There we go. Do that. Let's go to side view here.
And Red Dragon Zombie just subscribed, tier 1.
Thank you, Red Dragon. 31 months. Okay, we're gonna get the digital displays on in just a second. There we go. Then here we go. Let's get our peel done. Boom. Okay, let's get our digital displays on real quick. And then we'll do temperatures. I think it should be set for box cooler. I said it before. So we should be good there. There we go.
Looks like it's in the 50s right now.
Okay, yeah, we can check, but let's go to the DeepCool thing real quick and go to capture. There we go.
All right, guys, and just as an update as the stream is getting closer to winding down, we're only at 190 likes on YouTube. If you guys can knock out those last 60 quickly, that is a $25 Newegg gift card giveaway.
download it. Wow. What is... It's like 20 minutes to download 70 megs.
Wasn't this one really slow last time?
I don't remember it being that 3 hours.
It wasn't that long, but if I remember right, it was really slow for like the first 2 minutes.
And then it like went fast or something like that. Yeah, I remember. I think I remember the same thing.
It's a little better now, but those are some dial-up speeds.
Yeah.
Back in the old days of Win 7 doing Windows Update over dial-up, good luck with that.
That was brutal. Yeah, I remember it was like, I remember the same thing. It was like slow and then it just sped up.
Yeah, because we were joking about it last time, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, I'm done.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do that anymore, Nasty Yoda.
It's almost to 100 kilobits per second. Wait, oh, I bet you I know why.
His Steam updating.
That didn't make it a whole lot better. You got to 100 kilobits. It's up to 200. It's definitely not my internet. It's just their CDN must be really slow. I have no idea I have no idea it was going to take this long.
Maybe next time prep a USB drive.
Yeah, no
It's
kidding.
gonna be like this.
Let's take a quick look, guys, while we're waiting, is just talk about the parts list real quick. What we have is the Intel Core i5 14600K, the MSI MPG Z690 Force Wi-Fi, the Gigabyte Aero NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 Ti, Kingston Fury 2TB NVMe drive, DDR5 32 gigs at 6000 mega transfer. This is Kingston Fury as well. The DeepCool CH560 digital white case, the DeepCool AK620 digital white cooler, and then air cooler, and then the Cooler Master V850i is the PSU. So that is everything. And really what we're waiting for right now is literally just this thing.
Robey, Davmian on YouTube. Welcome. I have a little question about choosing parts. What do you think about an i9 14900K and an RTX 4090 will work with a dual 360mm radiator custom loop?
Well, yeah, that would be fine. Yeah, you want two 360s would be, because the 4090 won't, even though it's a big heat element, it'd still be, you're still getting some benefit out of the other 360, which is why you see most 4090s with like 240s when they do liquid cooling. So you're essentially getting a 420 for your 14900 and a 240 for your 4090. So that should be fine, yes, especially with the dual 360. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts. Wow, guys, it was not this was not a typical stream for us for sure.
I would say dual 360s is fine. I would probably prefer to see them on separate loops, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of cooling with the dual 360.
I just make sure that the GPU did not reach like 83C on the loop, but it shouldn't with two 360s on there.
Yeah. Because it would go 49. It's funny because your 4090 is going to heat up more than likely. Your 4090 is going to be before your 14900K, so your GPU would give it a slight heat. So you might see slightly warmer temperatures on your idle temperatures on your 14900. But with dual 360s, that's a lot of cooling that it's going through before it hits it again. Even as the water normalizes. Or liquid normalizes. This is so brutally bad.
Yeah, that's really bad.
Can anyone do a SpongeBob voice of wanting to do it later?
I just need this thing to freaking be done. I can't believe they made it this slow. It's only like 100 megs. Well, we can test cooling at least, so we'll just test cooling. We don't need that for the cooler, so...
Luckily enough, there is the motherboard readout there, as long as it's set to the right probe.
Yeah. Right now it's sitting at 31. What does the motherboard say?
I can't see, it's too small.
Okay. Well, it's sitting at 31 right now, which is a totally fine idle temp. So let's check Cinebench. And we're going to see what our wattage comes out to as well. So right now we're fine. File advanced, 10 minutes. Okay, starting multi-core. It's 240 watts, 250 watts. Oh, the fans are spinning up finally. And the temp's going down.
I think you left multi-core enhancement on.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it's managing it. It seems, like really is. And gaming temps are not going to be anywhere near this.
Well, and you've hit what, 98?
Yep, and then it kind of stops there.
So you haven't even technically hit a full throttle, so...
Nope, and it's dropping down. I think it will. I think we need to set these temperatures, yeah. We need to change our temps. We don't have the right BIOS setting right now. This wattage is too high.
There we go. There's your first full throttle.
Yeah. We need to change the cooler.
Yep.
Yep. But I can't because I need to wait for the stupid download.
Can't stop the download.
Yeah, because then it may not resume, so...
Yeah, remember when downloaders were a thing?
Yeah, but I've seen stuff where, especially on slow CDNs...
Yep, it'll give you a timeout on whenever it retries. And then you got to start from scratch.
Yeah, exactly, Truth Acolyte. It's almost there. Okay, here we go. That was a lot of work. I'm definitely going to save this to a USB from now on, guys. We should see everything light up. I'm going to reboot. And then while I'm rebooting here, I'm going to switch the... Oops. This will be 1440p. That's what this system's targeting. Okay, memory, XMP. We'll do, oh, this will go up to, oh, 6,000 is fine. Fan info. Just gonna make sure these are set to smart PWM. And then I want, forgot where, no, I don't want game boost. I want here.
And before you exit out too, it looks like the XMP check unchecked.
Okay. I want it to, this is what I want. Okay. Just waiting for the system to reboot.
And if you want to give an in-depth answer there to CookieMon over in Twitch, what's the difference between PWM and DC on fans?
DC is direct control. Yeah, direct control. PWM is starts for, I forgot what PW, but it's your variable. Your voltages are creates voltages and variations in speed. So
Pulse with modulation.
Yeah, that's what it is. Pulse with modulation. Thank you. All right, let's try this one more time, guys. Let's hope the DeepCool thing, I don't know why it's saying it can't read it. Oh, there it is. It's there. It's on. Is the other one on? Does it have two different apps? Like it doesn't control both? Oh, no, it's on. No, it's not. Okay. So it must be
Download number 2. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not doing sorry, guys. I actually don't have time. Let's... I really, honestly, I'm surprised they have two different controllers. I'm just gonna check. Yeah, so it sees the AK620 digital. So it must be, oh my gosh, really? I'll start it, whatever, but... At least I have the one on the... Oh, it's not even loading yet. Okay, let's load... Check this. I am going to... Exit Steam. And then bring up Cinebench, because that will actually change our temperatures. Okay, go into 10 minutes, and then we should see something a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. See, that's much more reasonable. Yeah, there you go. That's what I expected, guys. About 100. So it was like basically that's where controls, like where motherboards and stuff. What this does is this creates at the points where you could actually tweak the CPU yourself. And look, the score was still the same. So this is why just pumping a bunch of wattages doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, much better temperatures, right?
Oh yeah, the temperatures are way better.
So it's definitely the same setup. Literally the same setup. And look at it. Well, I mean, so it's like it's not. It's actually not even. So it acts like it doesn't see the other device. So I don't know if it ever does the thing where it has two of them plugged in. But yeah, there you go. Temps are great. So no problem there. I just want to do one thing, and then we'll do it during the giveaway just to sit there and show, so that way if you're curious what gaming temps are going to be like.
Well, you know, we need 39 more likes, 38 more likes over on YouTube. Otherwise, the giveaways are going to be pretty short today. So.
Oh, Steam, come on. Okay, so we'll just do something simple. Let's throw... We'll do Hogwarts Legacy. Nope. Let's do what's on here. Library. Okay, so let's throw. We'll do Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And then let's go ahead and start the 14900K giveaway, guys. It's for Intel Core i9 14900K. Remember, subs, you get an extra entry for these. So Robeytech subs, you do get an extra entry you do get extra entries for being a sub. So you get 3 for this one, because this is like 4 that. And we'll do exclamation point Intel for this. Starting that giveaway right now. Subs, you get 3 extra entries. We're gonna run it for 3 minutes. So if you want to get your chance to get extra entries, just do a subscription to go. Okay, starting it right now, 3 minutes, guys. And guys, if you're on Intel's Discord, you do need to move over to mine. You got to be at twitch.tv/Robeytech to enter. Sorry, it doesn't work on the Intel one. So you do have to move over real quick, and you have time, 3 minutes. Okay, so there's we'll show we'll show you guys what temps, gameplay temps are like. So this is DLSS, full screen on, exclusive full screen, brightness, VSync off. Okay, there we go. We're just gonna run the benchmark so you guys can see what gaming temps are gonna be like. Still 2 minutes, guys.
¡Hey! ¡Cuidado, niños!
There you go. So again, Intel temps are in the 60s and 70s on the air cooler. You can see those actually here on the side as well. So you can see it running no problem on the side. There's your temps.
Hey, Robey, when this benchmark ends, will you open up your task manager and verify as well that your RAM is at 6,000?
Yeah.
Someone DM'd me and said that they'd actually had a lot of trouble with that particular board running XMP.
Yeah, sure. So again, guys, just showing you temps there that you guys can see them. "25 seconds. And she's going to draw the winner in just a second. Congratulations to West Side Connection. West Side Connection, you are the winner of the 14900K. Congratulations, West Side. Okay, there we go, guys. So that'll give you an idea. Again, temp's not a problem when you're doing gameplay stuff, so no issues whatsoever. So, and then again, even when running full loads, also good. So you want to just verify what my RAM speed's at. There it is. It's running at 6,000 megahertz. There it is right there. Okay, guys. Where do we end on the on the likes?
We ended at 229.
Okay, guys, sorry, it's time up, so I really appreciate everybody doing that stuff. Unfortunately, we didn't unlock any other giveaways today, but again, I really wanted to thank everybody from the Intel team, from the Intel stream tuning in, and everybody else just being a part of today's stream. A huge shout out to everybody, PUBG, for sponsoring today's basically Rondo stream as well. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm already out of time. I need to go check off and join and go and hang out at the Video Game Awards, which is happening tomorrow. So have a great night. We will see you on Friday for the Intel Morning Show. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.